Hey, second graders! Thanks for coming back for another day of asking and answering questions with a nonfiction text. So let's get started. Today, we're doing things a little bit different because if you noticed yesterday, we finished reading the book we were working with, Plant Life Cycles. But we're going to build off of what we read about the past 2 days and the skills we've been working on to continue looking at how questioning leads to deeper understanding. So our learning target is still, I can ask and answer questions using a nonfiction text to understand what I've read. So remember, here are question words: who, what, when, where, why, how. You're really going to have to keep these in mind for today's lesson and really apply these to your thinking. So remember, good readers ask questions before reading, during reading, and after reading. It's a way for them to check for understanding, activate background knowledge, and find out more information. So today you'll be trying asking and answering questions using a new text. So you're going to need paper and pencil for the lesson. So if you need to, go ahead and pause the video, go get your paper and pencil, and then come back. All right, you're back with your paper and pencil. Let's keep going. So our new text that we're going to be looking at today is called Seed to Plant. So it's related to plant life cycles because it's still talking about plants. It's just a different book on this sort of same topic. Now, just like before, you are going to take a look at the cover and the title and start thinking of some questions that you have. Now, on your paper, you're going to record your questions. But you want to be careful and make sure you're spacing out your question. So if I put question 1 there, I leave some space and then put question 2. Because remember, you're going to have to come back and answer these questions. So make sure you leave space between question 1 and 2, or as many questions as you fill the page with if you want to. But make sure you leave space to answer the questions as you go. So take a minute to do your before reading questions. So remember, the before reading questions where you write down your own questions you ask when looking at the cover. If you need more time, go back or pause the video to keep asking questions. All right, so now when you're reading the text to yourself, you want to try to answer the questions that you have. That's why I asked you to leave space. So as you find the answers, you can jot them down in your notebook to show that you've answered the question. You may also form new questions. Feel free to write these down in your notebook as well. Use the headings to preview the text and form questions to answer while reading. So let's read. I'm going to show you the text that you're going to be reading, and it will be linked in your assignment. So you might have to pause the video, go find the text link, and then keep reading. So when you go to look at the text, this is the first page, notice that some of the headings are actually in question form. So what is a plant? This whole page is going to answer that question. So you can use that kind of format while you pay attention to the headings while you read. You're going to read the whole text to yourself. If you need help, you can always use the play sound button, but I want you to really try to read the text the best that you can to yourself, paying attention to the text features and looking at the different diagrams. So now it's your turn to go ahead, pause the video, go finish reading Seed to Plant. Then after you've read it, come back to finish the lesson. Now that you're back, I've assumed that you've read Seed to Plant to yourself and are ready to do the after reading questions. So now make sure you can answer any questions you had before you started. You may not answer all of them, but answer as many as you can using the text. Then you got to respond to questions about what you've read to show understanding. So you're going to do that in your reading response today. So, reading response. Finish reading Seed to Plant and answer your questions. So make sure you've done that. Then You want to complete the next slides to show your understanding of the text. I have posed some questions that will show if you understand what you've read or not. Optional, you can complete the quiz at the end of the book on Epic, finding the quiz just like we found the quiz yesterday. So these are the reading response that you need to do. I've separated into pages to kind of help focus your reading when you go back to look for the answer. So questions for pages 4 through 9. Number 1, what are some uses for plants? 2, use the diagram on page 9. What are the parts of a plant? Now, you can answer these questions in the slides, you make a copy, or you can use your paper and pencil. Whatever works for you is fine. Questions for pages 10 through 17. 1, what is germination? This is a bold word, so pay attention to that in the text. 2, using the caption on page 12, how does water help plants? Question for pages 18 through 27. What is a bud? 2, what are other plants you can eat? So these are your 3 slides to complete to show that you understood the text. This is your after reading questions. So this day is really a time for you to apply all the different questioning skills we've worked on to see if you can ask and answer questions before reading, during reading, and after reading. Happy reading, second graders. Thanks for joining me.